Hello. So today's goal, we will be making box and whisker plots from a set of data. We've been in this unit on data, different ways to display data. So this is another way to display data. Okay. First, I wanted to talk about why it's called a box and whisker. This is just a sample of what one looks like. So the box, that represents like the mid-range of the data, the bulk of the data. And then from the box, there are whiskers coming out from it. If you notice, there are dots or points in each one of those lines. Those points represent a number. Those points represent a value. So we're going to abbreviate what they are, and then I'm going to go over each one of them with a definition. So when you see this type of data given to you, it's called a box plot or a box and whisker plot. This first one, I'm going to label it LE. And make sure that you label that LE. It stands for the lowest extreme. That's the lowest number in your set of data. The next part, this is going to be your LQ. And it stands for lower quartile. If you think of the word quartile, it deals with the word quarter or 1/4 of a part. And this is, the first chunk is 1/4 of the part of the data. So being that it's on the first end, it's on the lower part of the number, a lower part of the set of the data. So that's why it's called the lower quartile. The middle, if you can guess it, what's the middle number? It is the median. So we're just going to label that M for median. Then, if that's the lower quartile, the one on the upper half, this is going to be the upper quartile, so that we're going to label that UQ. And then the one on the end, if this is the lowest number, the lowest extreme, the opposite is going to be the highest extreme. Okay, so you're going to have, you're going to make a box and whisker plot from the data given. Right now we're just going over terms, and so you can understand where they're coming from and what a box and whisker looks like. So it is just plain box with the median in the middle. Okay, if you think of a cat, that's where the nose would be, and then the whiskers out on the sides. That's why it's called box and whisker plot. Other names for these sometimes are given. So for lowest extreme and highest extreme, minimum value, maximum value, things like that. Just as long as you know that the lowest number is your lowest extreme or the minimum, and this is your maximum. But most of the time you're going to see lowest extreme and highest extreme. Now if you notice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means that when you get a set of data, you are going to pull out 5 numbers from that set of data to make a box and whisker plot. You have to have 5 numbers.
Miss Williams?
Yes.
Are you available to come and speak with a parent?
Not yet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next is, here are our definitions. So make sure you write these down. The lowest extreme, and that, as I said before, is the lowest number. It can also be called the minimum number or the minimum value. So make sure that you have the lowest number. Then the LQ, that's your lower quartile. So remember, that is, it's really the median of your lower half of data. So if you remember from the picture, your median, that came from, if you get the first half of data and you get the middle number, that's what your lower quartile is. So you have all of your chunk of data, you cut it in half, okay, and your first set, your lowest set, you find the middle number of that lowest set, and that's your lower quartile, okay, and we're going to practice one in a minute. The median, of course, is your middle number. You've learned that from mean, median, and mode. Then your upper quartile, that is the median of your upper half of data. So you have your lower half of data, and that's after the median. Then you have your upper half of data after the median. And you have the middle number of that part, that's your upper quartile. The highest extreme, that is your highest number, of course. And remember, that can also be called the maximum value. Make sure you write all of these down. All right, so let's try one. Now, these are going to be puppy weights, not puppy weights, but the weight of a puppy, you know, when they're first born. So, we have our range here from 13 all the way up to 20. Make sure you write them all down. They're already in order from least to greatest, so you don't have to put them in order, you know, to find the median. So, what we're going to do is we're going to identify all 5 parts directly on the numbers. Okay, then we'll graph them and make a box and whisker plot. So the easiest one to identify, right there. That's your lowest extreme. Label it. Put LE up there. The next easiest one to identify is your highest extreme, your biggest number. Go ahead, box it in, and put highest extreme. All right, now, at this point, you need to find your median, and we've done it in class before. I'm going to use little check marks down at the bottom just so I can make sure that I'm even on both sides. So, okay, so we have 2 middle numbers, and you know that we add them together and then divide by 2, and they're both 17, so we know that the median is going to be 17. So I'm going to bring the 17 up here, and I'm going to put a big M on top, and I know that's going to be my median. Okay? Now, being that my median is here, I need to find my lower quartile and my upper quartile. So what I have to do is use the 17 here down and the 17 here going up. Now, had the median been in the middle and that we didn't have to share, then we would not use the median. You would only use the numbers that are not being used. So we are going to use the 17 that's right in the middle, and we're going to use that set right there, and then that 17 going this way. So now what you have to do is to find the middle number of the lower half. These are the lower half of the numbers. This is the upper half of the numbers. You have to find the middle number of the lower half. So to do that, we could do check marks again, or however you want to do it. Okay, so we're in between 15 and 16, so I'm going to box those in. And the halfway point between 15 and 16 is 15.5. And it's okay to have a decimal. So I'm going to write 15.5. And I'm going to put LQ. Okay, I'm going to put LQ there. So far we have 4 numbers. We have our LE, our lowest extreme, is 13. Our LQ is 15.5. Our median is 17. Our highest extreme is 20. Now we just have to find the middle number between the upper half, our UQ. So we're going to do the same thing. Let's check off. Alright, and we need to find the middle number between 17 and 18, and that's going to be 17.5. And that's going to be your upper quartile, your UQ. So you've got 5 numbers. The 5 numbers are the only numbers you're going to plot above this number line. So let's do that. Our first number is 13. So I'm going to go right above 13. I'm not putting it on the number line. I'm putting it right above the number line. Okay? Then we have 15.5. Here's 15, 16, so 15.5 right there. Then we have 17 right there. I'm going to put a line through that because that lets me know that's my median. Okay, it keeps you in line. Then my 17.5, that's going to be my UQ. I'm going to put it right here in between there, in between 17 and 18. And then 20. So now, remember, the box, that goes around your quartiles, your 3 really middle points, the ones that are on the sides of the median. That's why I had you draw the line through the median, So you'll know that the box is going to go around the 2 points that are outside of it. So we're going to put our box for our LQ, UQ, and our M for our median, and then we're going to draw our whiskers from the box to the lowest extreme and the highest extreme. So that's what your box and whisker plot looks like, and that's pretty much it. You're just naming what it is. Now in a second, I'm going to have you go through, we're going to write all the information down, and then I'm going to show you how to get the interquartile range. It's the IQR. Okay, so right now we're just going to label everything. So our LE was 13, our LQ was 15.5, our median was 17.